guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am super excited to be spending National Scrapbooking Day or International Scrapbooking Day with you. And so hopefully you have carved out some time to create today. And there are so many like challenges and inspirations and all kinds of things going on. So hopefully you will have a full day of crafting ahead. And so today I am playing along with a YouTube hop that is going on from Paper House Productions. And from the minute I got my design team kit for the Harry Potter design team, I knew that I wanted to create a layout with all of these like pennant banners. And so there's one on each of the cut apart sheets, so one for each of the 4 houses. And I am going to fussy cut those. And so my thoughts right now are that I'm going to create kind of a banner with some baker's twine that runs all the way across my page. And the picture that I'm going to work on with this one is a 4x6, and it's like a vertical photo of my son standing in front of Hogwarts Castle in Universal Studios in Orlando. And I knew that I wanted this to be, part of his album. We have tons and tons and tons of pictures from this trip to Harry Potter World. And it was so cool to be with him and see his face when he got to see the castle for the very first time. It was like super, super cool. So each one of those cut apart sheets gave me those banners. And then I also pulled out this pattern paper that you see underneath it that has Hogwarts Castle on one side. And then it has kind of this like basic pattern on the other side. But I want to use that Hogwarts that's up at the very top. It has kind of a gold color to it. And I know I want to fussy cut that, but I also want to use some of that pattern paper. So I'm going to make sure that I trim a strip of that pattern paper from the bottom of the paper because I'm not using the castle portion at this, like on this particular layout. So that's going to give me the ability to kind of fussy cut this Hogwarts emblem. And so what I am thinking is I want to use the pattern paper to kind of divide up my black background. And then I want to have this huge blue insignia somewhere with my photo. And so originally I am thinking I'm going to put this pattern paper across the top of the page and then kind of create this little like baker's twine banner through the middle. And then I'm going to hang all of these little banners off of that. And so as I'm laying that out, I am realizing in my head that there is not even close to enough room, and then my picture's not going to look right, and it's just not, like, the vision in my head is not happening on the paper. Does that ever happen to you guys? Where you have this vision in your head, and then you go to try and actually, like, execute it, and it just doesn't work out that way. So rather than give up on this idea, I'm going to just move things around a little bit. So I'm going to move my pattern paper to the very bottom of the layout, and I'm going to move all my banners to the top of the layout. And I actually really like how that balances the layout better. So sometimes you can kind of take that idea you have in your head and tweak and change it just a little bit, and it's going to get you, to the same type of result that you wanted. It might look a little bit different, but so the pattern paper is going to go along the bottom. And then there's this red star sticker border on the Harry Potter sticker sheet. And I'm going to kind of tuck that underneath. And now it's not 12 inches, which is a little frustrating to me. It's not 12 inches across, but that's okay because my photo is going to cover up part of this. So I'm just going to tear a little spot and then extend it the full length of the page. And so I am thinking at this point that I want my little banners to have dimensional adhesive. But when I flip them over and put them on the black, I felt like they're just not really standing up enough. So I go ahead and peel off that dimensional adhesive, and I'm going to back them all with just a really thin border of white cardstock and then cut them out again. And this is really going to help them kind of pop up off that background. So then I go ahead after I have that cardstock on there and add my dimensional adhesive, and that really does make a big difference in how well they show on that black paper. And so I'm just kind of playing with where I want that baker's twine to go, how I want it to be kind of where I want it to be tucked in, where I want it to be showing, where I want the little loops to be. And I know my photo of my son's going to go down there at the bottom on that pattern paper strip. So I pretty much just have these banners that are going to be across the top portion of the layout. And that's really going to be the big design element up there. So I go ahead and get all that glued down. And then I have my little insignia that I cut out. And I'm also going to put that on some dimensional adhesive. And then I found these stickers that look kind of like almost like a stained glass window type of thing. And I thought they went really well with kind of the feel of the page. They're not quite like bright white, and neither is that pattern paper at the bottom. So they were a good mix. And so I'm going to go ahead and use those to write out the word castle. And then I'm going to go back and add a tiny gold alpha that's like a foam thicker so that I can add to the top of that so that it just is going to say the Hogwarts castle instead of just castle. But because that was a bigger alphabet, I didn't want to write the entire thing with those bigger letters. So sometimes in your title, just picking one word to kind of highlight with a larger alphabet kind of helps balance everything out. So I've got my Hogwarts on there. I'm going to go ahead and add real quickly these letters, and it's just going to say the Hogwarts Castle. And then I'm not going to do a whole ton of embellishing on this layout because I want everything that I've already done to show and kind of be highlighted. I don't feel like it needs a whole lot of stickers or die cuts or anything like that. What I am going to do is grab some sequins because I want to include a little bit more kind of shine and pizzazz. So I start looking through my sequins, trying to decide which ones I want to pull out and use. And there is this one, I kind of tossed it up there onto the layout itself. That's going to be the one that I pull from. And the reason I picked that one is because it has blue, red, yellow, and green. And so I want to stick with the colors of the 4 houses as I'm kind of scattering my sequins. So I make sure to put a sequin next to the banner that is the same color. So there's one, like a red one next to the red banner, a green one next to the green, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back and add a bunch of extra ones. But I wanted to make sure I kind of had the matching colors first. And then I'm going to add a little cluster of them also down here by my title. And then go back and just kind of fill in a few more up here in the top, kind of making sure that I have a good balance of all of the different colors. And you'll see that a little bit better even in the close-ups. But I love this idea of creating a banner across my layout and then using some sequins to kind of jazz it up a little bit. And it worked perfectly for creating the finishing touches of that look on this particular layout. Do make sure that you check down below if you are interested in ordering any of these products. I have links to all of them in the Paper House Production shop. And do also make sure you check out the other ladies who are sharing some inspiration today. And I will see you soon. Bye!